Thank you very much. So, Hoshino-san, seems like you have some fans here in the audience.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Normally, they don't get clapped.
Yes.
People don't get clapped.
It's very small audience, but
Yes.
now I realize that I have to be very careful because this will be on YouTube.
Global audience.
Yes.
Well, we were talking a few minutes ago,
Yes.
and I am originally from New Zealand, and you told me that you have been spending, the opposite season skiing
Yes.
in New Zealand
Yes.
for 14 years?
Yes, this is the 14th year of spending a summer or spending their winter in New Zealand. Yes. And I was not able to visit them during the COVID period for 2 years. But before COVID and after COVID, I enjoyed my Southern Hemisphere winter in August and September.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
What would you say is the difference in ski quality between New Zealand, Southern Alps, and Japan?
Right. The snow accumulation and also snow quality is much better in Japan, of course, but it's very, it's actually quality of life is better in New Zealand. Like restaurants are nearby the ski resorts, and there's a lot of regulations in Japan regarding this Airbnb, for example, but it's plenty of house available for you to rent. Those houses are built for their summer retreat, second homes for the wealthy people living in Sydney and Auckland and so on. So they're not really using those houses during their winter, and that's for us to rent. Very inexpensive price. So it's great accommodation and great food and great view. View from ski resort is probably much better than many of the ski resorts in Japan. We do have too much trees upon the mountains, but they don't have any of that, and the view is great. So, and it's great to be able to ski during our summer. Most of you probably spent the summer in Tokyo, and you know how it is. So,
so just keeping on that track for a moment, Niseko. Do you think Niseko is a Japanese town?
Niseko, it looks like a Hong Kong now for me, and yes, a lot of the signs in kanji. And on big kanji characters on the buildings and so on. So those are the very views of Taiwan and Hong Kong and so on. It's very different now.
I understand that the Australians have all moved south. They're
Yes.
in Hakuba and Miyako and...
Right, and I have to say they are moving to Tomamu because I'm managing Tomamu still. and actually Asahidake is a very new and popular, getting popular now. When you go to Saturday and Sunday in Asahidake Ropeway Station in February and January, it'll take probably 1 hour to get on the ropeway. With a very long line to the parking lot, and sometimes longer than that. So definitely they are moving to different locations. And Hakoda is another very popular destination among the foreign inbound skiers. And Hakoda Ropeway, the first one is always full. 80% of the passengers are international skiers and snowboarders. So it's getting very popular. They know that where they can find a good snow. And Niseko and those Hakuba even getting too busy for them, too crowded for them, so that they are moving to a different locations. There are so many, supply of the snow mountains in Japan. A lot of good mountains in Tohoku and Nagano and still the Gifu and those areas, Niigata. So I think they are always moving to and trying to find new locations for them. And we have plenty of the new supply.
What about during the summer when there is no snow? Do you see any ability to be able to repurpose those resorts?
You mean the ski resorts? Yes,
Ski
ski resorts are experiencing a very difficult time finding or having good occupancies. Like even the Niseko their rate is so low during the summertime and gets very high during the winter time. Looking at the Tomamu that we've been managing since 2004. 80% of the customer, Tomamu is very stable occupancies, but 80% of the customers during the winter time is foreigners, international market. But 80% of the summer guests are Japanese people coming from Tokyo and Osaka and so on. So being able to find your customers for the summer is a very important element to make the ski resorts profitable.
So on one hand, we have foreigners developing tourism in Japan, which may be competition for you.
Right.
On the other hand, you're getting ready to take Japanese tourism overseas, brand-wise, I guess. Can you tell us about what's happening in upstate New York?
Upstate New York project is not really targeting a Japanese tourists.
But Japanese culture.
Japanese culture, yes. But we've been trying to, bring the onsen ryokan experience to the outside of Japan. We opened one in Taiwan. Taiwan has a lot of onsen resources, and it's very popular among the Taiwanese now. But I always wanted to go to United States, North America, because Hyatt, Marriott, Hilton, they all come from the United States, and we have to get into their market and to really beat them. So we've been looking for a good location for us to open a first true onsen ryokan, authentic onsen ryokan in the United States. And we found a location like 2 years ago, and we will be opening that hotel in 2028. We'll be announcing that on Thursday.
On Thursday.
So I can't talk
say where.
much about it. Yeah.
What made you choose that location? What's special about it?
It's 3.5 hours driving distance from Manhattan, and 3.5 hours driving distance from Boston, and it's unknown. It's a hot spring locations that was very popular among U.S. travelers during the late. Their peak was 1870.
That's a while ago.
So it's being the law for a long time, more than 100 years. So that is very interesting locations. Main reason why we chose that location is the distance from the big cities and the plenty of the onsen resource, onsen water.
Right.
That's very important. And we also, the onsen ryokan is not only a onsen experience. As you know, we are providing a Japanese cuisine and also the Japanese omotenashi hospitality. And Japanese hospitality is based on the 24 different seasons per year. We don't divide it to 4, we divide it into 24. So we need seasons. So we have to have a warm summer and beautiful autumn and snow winter and spring. So that's the kind of locations we really wanted for the first onsen ryokan project in the United States.
So you're targeting Americans, right?
We are targeting Americans.
So is it awkward for Americans to get into onsen, get naked together when they don't know the other people?
Yes, this is.
I've had some experience here in Japan.
Right.
Generally speaking, it's quite awkward for people.
Yes, I know because I'm accepting so many foreigners in onsen ryokans in Japan. And so, but when I was attending a graduate school in the United States in 1984 to 1986, during those period, they were not eating sashimi at that point. They call it raw fish. So they asked me many questions about why we are eating raw fish. and no other classmates had this raw fish culture. But now when I visit my friends or classmates in the United States, Los Angeles and New York, they all keep eating sushi, right? So I think the bringing the onsen ryokan experience to the United States, it's very similar to the raw fish experience in 1980s and 1990s, and I'm sure it is real. It does have a value. It does have a great effect on the relaxation and well-being and so on. So I will eventually, I think they will eventually understand that. And so it's not really a matter of getting a return on in right time and so on. This is something that we need to. We Hoshino Resorts have to bring that onsen ryokan experience to the United States, and then have them experience this awkward experience, and we want to force them to overcome the barrier of the culture. Yes.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting idea to do that. Will you have a concierge that gets in the onsen with them, or show them how to?
I don't know yet, but we are taking our multitask working system from Japan. The multitask working system is our one of the great competitiveness we have compared to U.S. hotel companies. Our employee comes in 6 o'clock, the first morning shift, and they prepare breakfast in the kitchen and serve the breakfast, and they go to check out, and housekeeping, so that they can leave the hotel at 3 in the afternoon. That's a 9-hour.
The same person does all of those.
Same down there, 4 skills.
So that you never see that in a
you never see that
hotel chain.
Yes, and that's why our onsen ryokans in Japan are much more higher productivity than U.S. hotel companies, and that's why we are very good at managing the smaller hotels. Yeah, U.S. hotel companies need probably 100 rooms or 150 rooms or 200 rooms to get the scale merit of the having 4 different divisions in hotels. But when you are managing 30-room or 50-room hotels, these 4 division system is a problem for them. Yes, and the reason why we are making high profit from these smaller hotels is the multitask system is creating a productivity.
So just coming back to Japan for a moment, the Hoshino hotels and various resorts, they seem to be in very remote locations.
Yes.
What is the thinking process behind how you cite a location, and what's the reason that you pick that?
Yeah, it's not really a strategy of the Hoshino Resorts. I succeeded one onsen ryokan from my father in 1991 in Karuizawa, Nagano, and that's how I started my career in this tourism business. And when I succeeded that hotel, the July, August, September demand was okay, but rest of the year was off seasons, like from September to June. Yes, nobody really comes to Karuizawa. Karuizawa is a location you can escape the heat of the Tokyo.
Yes.
So the winter is too cold, and it's not a good place to visit during the spring and fall and so on. So I needed to create a demand to visit our locations in off seasons, and that's how we started our business, and that's how we became very good at later. And when we took over this turnaround business, Rizonare Yatsugatake, it was they went bankrupt, and we needed to come in and take over and turn around operations and so on. Again, their demand was so low year round. We needed to create a demand to come. And when we started managing the Nekoma Mountain in Fukushima Prefecture and Tomamu, a huge resort, ski resort in Hokkaido, the same reason. The demand was a problem for them, and we needed to create the demand to visit us. So that's why we are now still very good at going to those remote locations and create the demand for the customers to visit us. And that's the difference between us and also the U.S. hotel companies. They are going to the famous, the popular locations to accept this inbound guests for them. But we definitely, to differentiate ourselves from them, we definitely need to go into those unknown, unpopular locations and create a demand for the customers to visit that locations.
Yes, I mean, as a travel company ourselves, I get a lot of requests where people say, we want to stay at a Hoshino resort. Find us something to do in the area. What kind of connection do the resorts have with the local communities? And how do you interact with them?
So in last, I think, 10 years, so we needed to go to real remote locations, real remote locations, and we now believe that just having a good hotel in those unpopular remote location is not really good enough even for us to create enough demand. So we started working with the people and also the business owners around us. Like a good example is Nagato Yumoto Onsen in Yamaguchi Prefecture. It has a very long history and a great onsen resource and very historic town, but their demand has been diminishing for more than 20 years, and all of the business owners were in trouble. So we were able to have a momentum to create a master plan for the total areas, working also being supported by the city of Nagato. And now that we all are moving to that direction, trying to achieve that master plan we planned. So not only the hotel we create in Nagato, Yumoto, but also the other hotel owners. And also, there are so many Akiya. Akiya is empty houses.
Yes.
The people who left and will come back. And we are trying to bring the new businesses like cafes and bars and souvenir shops and those Akiya. And it's been working very, very well. It's becoming very, very busy. And we are now creating enough demand for all of these hotels. And there's still a few hotels that are too old and not very popular, and the owners are in trouble and so on. And one of them is we found a company who come in and take over that hotel and renovate it and reopen in 3 years.
One of your competitors?
Yes, one of the. We are inviting competitors. We are targeting a different segment, of course. Our Kai is targeting probably upper scale.
Yes.
But this company is Stable. Staple is the name of the company. They are targeting more inexpensive segment. That's very important also. It's very nice. The first floor is a pizza shop. And they do have a working co-working space on the second floor. Rest of it is hotel rooms that are not really expensive. It's a very reasonable priced. And that's something we are working on. We are trying to revitalize the entire area of onsen. And they do have an onsen resource. They do have a great nature around it. And we just need to different concept, a new concept, and that is meeting the needs of the individual modern customers, not only from Japan, from overseas.
So speaking of inbound tourists, I think this year we're going to hit 35 million people.
Yes.
We need to get them out of Kyoto.
Yes.
And send them somewhere else. What do you think is the secret to getting people to stop doing, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka?
Right. Yeah. The increase, the pace of the increase of the inbound business I think is too high for Japan. Thinking about the industry for the last 20 years, the inbound went very like this, but we we have not really changed for the last 20 years as an industries. We did not really have improve our productivity or business or any part of our business. What happened is other countries have a little bit of problem of attracting customers around Japan. At the same time, yen is much more favorable for the international customers to visit Japan. And also Japanese government decided to focus on the inbound business, so that they started issuing the traveling visa to those many countries that have not been issuing. So these three are the real reasons for this sharp increase, not really the productivity increase of done by industry. So we need to definitely work on the improving ourselves as an industry and so on. So when you look at our current situation, Japan is very good at cultural travel.
Right.
Cultural travel. So they come to experience the Japanese culture. That's why they are visiting Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, right? And culture of Japan has been famous for a long, long time. And they started, yen is weaker, and Japanese government is issuing a visa, and that's why they all come to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and nothing else. Nothing else is so famous in Japan. But in the world, there's another big segment of the tourism industry, which is nature travel. So we are very good at cultural travel, but not very good at nature travel. So I think we need to improve our contents and the hardware of the nature travel in the future, so that we can take more people out of Kyoto and send it to other locations. And we do have 35 national parks and a few World Heritage nature site in Japan, and we definitely have a resource to make this nature travel much stronger in this country.
I imagine that's actually one of the key activities around some of your resorts, right? Is hiking.
Hiking, yes.
Cycling,
yes.
and
hiking,
so on.
Cycling, so on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you think that the momentum for inbound travel is going to continue? Are we going to hit 60 million, or will it top out?
Yes. Again, the pace of this increase is too high right now, so it might slow down a little bit. We might have a few years of having a stable number. But I think we do have much more potential in the future. Again, how we can send people to other locations is the key, and how we can make our nature travel content stronger compared to Canada or Switzerland and those locations that are very good at the nature travel. And New Zealand
Yes.
is a very strong country. So that would be the key. So I don't think we can maintain this pace of the increasing inbound business, but on a long-term basis, I think we do have a great potential to achieve that government goal.
So the natural target, I guess, for people who are not going to Kyoto and Tokyo and Osaka are repeat travelers. And I imagine most of your repeat travelers are coming from Hong Kong, Singapore,
Yes.
maybe Australia, maybe
Taiwan,
the States,
yes.
Taiwan. It would seem to me the next level is going to be share, like timeshares or besso, buying your
Yes.
own house or something like that. Have you thought about the progression of these repeat travelers and how you might get involved in that sector?
See, we in hotel management business, so we haven't really thought about this besso or timeshare or real estate related business. What we are really good at is having 5,000 employees in a company that managing the hotels. Yes, but I think thinking about how we can have a repeat segment internationally is. I think content is more important than type of accommodations. If we have a great content, so that they start repeat visiting Japan, and then this vessel would be probably popular, but hotel would be popular as well, and so on. I'm seeing some very strong repeat patterns in ski business.
Right.
Yeah, skiing from Australia, New Zealand, skiers and snowboarders now are visiting us. I was skiing in Australia or New Zealand this summer, like August, September. They didn't have a good season. They have a shortage of snow, especially in July and so on. So they were so disappointed about their experience in Australia. Now they are saying because of this disappointing season in Australia, they now have to go to Japan, starting our winter in December. So I think the repeat is happening in skiing and snowboarding business, but I think the content is the one is the key creating this repeat business overseas. So when they come from Europe and visit Tokyo and Kyoto and those some temples, and I don't know how we can make them repeat visiting us,
Yes.
but maybe a nature trouble might have some more stronger element in creating a.
So that implies, that you need to connect with local government.
Yes.
That you have to have some kind of vision for an area, maybe
Right.
5 years
Yes.
or 10
Yeah,
years
master plan.
later.
Yes.
So do you have like a strategic team inside the organization that is now working on developing destinations?
Yeah, we do have a team who worked on the Nagatoyumoto case, and they are still following that city. And we are now in a process of getting master plan done in Teshikaga town in Hokkaido. It's a northeast, very remote from any airports, but they do have a very strong nature content. It's one of the very famous national parks, and the Department of Environment government is also involved in making this master plan with us. So we are a team working on it, and I think those, revitalizing those remote areas by making having all these, the town business owners and the city and town involved. These cases will probably increase in the future, and DMO will be taking a very important role in progressing this plan in the future. I'm not really, Hoshino Resort is not involved in DMO, but we definitely need to have DMO who plans and execute the strategy written in the master plan. Yes, the Nagatoyumoto case, there's one person from the government of Japan. He quit the Ministry of Economics, the Keizai Sangyo Sho, and then he moved to Nagatoyumoto, and now he's heading this DMO organizations. And so human resources, again, very important. We have to have a good, capable human resource who can lead the area. And Japanese government created so many DMOs that most of them are not really functioning yet. Yes. And we need to make those DMOs function. It's a very, very important element in the future.
Yeah, very focused on marketing and not much else.
Right.
But you mentioned that you have 5,000 employees.
Yes.
How many of them are non-Japanese?
I would say less than 10%.
And do you have a plan to start using non-Japanese resources? And if so, what's the plan for getting them into the right culture mindset?
Right. We are recruiting from universities in Japan, and we are sending information overseas, like Taiwan, Hong Kong, and those countries around us, and ski instructors from New Zealand and Australia. Yes. So they can work their winter, and they can work with us on our winter, and so on. I think getting enough people to finding enough people it's not so difficult. The difficulty is again the Japanese regulation.
Yes.
regulation. As I said, we are multitasking. It's so important in our organization. But the Japanese government is now limiting the, the work pattern
Yes.
for foreigners. Like they can do front desk, and they can do concierge, and they can do ski instructor, but we are not allowed to have them do the housekeeping.
Why is that?
Because they don't need to have, the housekeepers don't need to have a foreign culture or foreign language skills.
I see.
Yes, they are limiting to the work requiring foreign culture and foreign language. So that is one barriers that we have to overcome in the future. And I've been talking to government of Japan, and multitask is a very important method for us to achieve the high productivity compared to foreign hotel companies, and I don't think they should really limit our capability of hiring foreigners in Japan.
So in the future, do you see that 10% growing to 30 or 40%?
Yeah, I definitely so, but it really depends on the visa regulations in Japan. If we can hire anybody we want and have them do everything just like we are asking Japanese workers to do, and then we would definitely like to hire more.
Now, for your place in upstate New York, are those Japanese employees or
No,
are you
the U.S. passport is very important for us. So we are hiring the people with having a U.S. passport. It's very difficult to do that. So it's 2028. We are opening at 2028, and now we started already recruiting. So what we are doing is we are recruiting people now so that we can send them to our onsen ryokans in Japan, and asking them to have some experience in 2 years, and then sending back to hotel.
It sounds like the IKEA model where they make the future store managers work on the floor and learn how to deal with the customers and so on.
Yes.
So you're using that in a Japanese sense.
Right. Yes. So we are recruiting from universities here who do have American passport, or we are also talking to the U.S. colleges and universities which have the Japanese culture department. Yes, and so we are looking for somebody who are interested in our culture in Japan and willing to come here and spend 2 years learning our hotel business, and willing to go back and getting ready for this new hotel, onsen ryokan hotel.
Right. So the pattern that I'm seeing is onsen overseas. New Zealand?
Yes.
We have onsen there.
Yes. I visited Rotorua.
Yes.
Mayor of Rotorua invited me,
Uh-huh.
and she was interested in how they can utilize this onsen resource more for the tourism promotion and so on.
Right.
It was a huge amount of huge quantity of onsen just flowing like a river.
Yes.
Yes. So we never we don't have that in Japan, but that's an amazing amount.
We have thermal power generation because
Yes.
too much.
Yes.
Too much volcanic
yes,
activity.
Yes.
Iceland?
Iceland. Yes, I visited Iceland this June for skiing though. so I visited them for skiing, and I enjoyed so much. But I found out that they do have a very strong thermal energy.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 days after we arrived, a big eruption happened near airport. Yes. And they are so used to it. They are used to those eruptions. And also there are so many onsen bathing facilities all around the Iceland. And they're very similar to our culture. They like onsens, and they do have a thermal energy, and they are fishing a lot. Fishing business is big. They are 80% of the shishamo we eat in Japan are import from Iceland. So
Are there any other locations? Turkey? Pamukkale?
Turkey doesn't have any snow there, so I don't. So I don't have any,
But they do have hot water.
I don't have any interest of visiting.
I see. So it needs to be snow.
Yes,
onsen. Okay,
snow and
got
onsen.
it.
Snow and onsen. Yes.
Are there any other countries that you have been looking at?
No, I think U.S., Canada, and North America is very important.
Right.
Looking at the hotel business, or global hotel business, most of the hotel companies are from United States. So we have to be there and have to have some, our exposure in that market, and we need to appeal to investors. They are always looking for new hotel concepts, resort concepts, and if this onsen ryokan works, I think we will have a probably opportunity to expand our onsen ryokan facilities more in the United States, and that will be our plan for the next 10, 50 years.
So instead of Florida, they're all going to go to Minnesota.
That's right.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
or wherever.
Yes. 1,200 onsen locations in the United States.
Wow.
Yes. Many of them are in California, and some are in Colorado. And Colorado is great because it is a big snow and onsen in the same location, so great for me. Lake Tahoe in California, the border of Nevada and California, they do have onsen and snow. Yes.
So you're testing, are you the official tester of each new location, skiing and onsen?
Yes,
if it passes, then you will think about it.
Yes. Yes.
Coming back to Japan, of course, Japan is a country of disasters, natural disasters.
Yes.
We've had Tohoku recently. My own personal experience, since I have property in Noto, terrible earthquake and then floods in the Ishikawa area. What do you think the role of the hospitality industry is to help these areas to recover?
It's very difficult because we need to. We are managing a hotel in Kanazawa and another location in Yamashiro Onsen Ryokan. We are, and demand for these facilities are down because of that earthquake. So we are just working hard and busy enough to help ourselves in these facilities. But on the long-term basis, I think we can do a lot. The good example is the Nekoma Mountain. Nekoma Mountain is in Fukushima Prefecture. We've been managing that since 2003. And the biggest natural disaster we had is big Tohoku earthquake, and the nuclear power accident. We are located in Fukushima. So when we started, the promotion, again, overseas, when I tell them we are located, this ski resort is located in Fukushima. Fukushima name is a kind of a name of this nuclear power accident. And they didn't even know that that's the name of the prefecture, right? They think it's the name of the power plant.
Right.
So we had a very difficult time recovering the demand for that. But we are gradually recovering from it. We are getting a lot of support from Fukushima Prefecture and surrounding cities and towns. And they all are experiencing very difficult time. So it was very natural for us to really get together and create a new concept of new promotional activities and so on. So it's getting better and better every year since 2013 or 14. Yes, 3 years after nuclear power accident.
Right.
And getting better now. And we were able to connect these two ski resorts on Nekoma area. And the Department of Environment was very cooperative with us. I think the area was really needed that to get over with this very difficult period of. So we need to think on a long-term basis.
So was your target like Japanese first to go to that resort?
Right. Yeah. International market for Fukushima has been very, very difficult.
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Yeah. So I didn't really focus on that, and I wanted to have more customers from surrounding prefectures and also the Tokyo areas, and we are going back to the basic, but inbound is now start increasing.
Yes.
Especially after Corona pandemic period. We are not seeing many from Singapore or Hong Kong. We are seeing some from Thai yeah, and also Vietnam, yeah, and Korea. There are so many skiers and snowboarders, young skiers and snowboarders, who want to maximize their ski experience at the minimum reasonable cost. Yes,
Right.
and that is really the target for Nekoma.
Right. Okay. So it's not just upmarket stuff.
We are not looking at the upmarket
Right.
at all for Nekoma.
And may I ask, is that resort now profitable?
Yes, it's becoming profitable. We connected, and revenue is increasing, and we are investing $6 million more to have a new fast quad at the base of the north side. Yes, to increase the capacity from the base. It was too crowded last year, and we definitely needed to have more capacity from the base.
What do you think about the Japanese domestic market? Is it, I mean, obviously the number of people are aging out. So the population that actually wants to travel or can travel is getting smaller.
The population is decreasing little by little.
Yes.
And Dankai Sedai, this big Sedai, is getting older.
Yep.
And 2025, I think all of the Dankai Sedai generations is over 75 years old, which is the timing, statistically timing that they stop traveling. Their traveling pattern starts decreasing.
I see.
So we are losing a big travel segment now. But at the same time, we do have a huge demand, unsatisfied now. Existing demand, unsatisfied now, because of this the problem of Japanese vacation. There is like Golden Week,
Right.
and some big 3-day holidays, and they all huge demand concentrated on the few days, so that there's always over tourism. Price is high, very crowded, and customer satisfaction decreases, and so on. So I think if we can implement this new vacation system, like France, they divide area into 3 different locations, and 2 weeks each for different timing. Yes, and that's the kind of things Japanese government should introduce in Japan, so that we can increase. We can still, there's room for Japanese market to increase in the future. There's again a huge unsatisfied demand right now existing in Japan, and we need to open up that by having different vacation patterns or system in Japan. Yes, we have been telling this to the government since 2004. Yes. Aichi Prefecture.
Multi-generational effort.
Yes. Aichi Prefecture introduced the Aichi Week in November. And that's a good example of doing something about it from the local government. The Aichi Week is elementary schools and junior high schools can take off during that week. And that was very, very effective, and because they all family travel to around surrounding prefectures, and very reasonable priced and comfortable. And Shizuoka prefectures and surrounding prefectures actually benefited from the Aichi Week. And other prefectures now are trying to follow that. And if those 47 prefectures have the same system, our vacation pattern all changed. And that's the way to, I think, maintain the huge Japanese demand.
So, the fact is that the hospitality sector is a huge generator of GDP in Japan. So do you think that the government really understands that? The way that they've allocated resources, it seems like they haven't really figured out how to use hospitality properly.
You mean the inbound versus domestic?
Actually, both.
Both?
You made the point that hospitality kind of is helping to shape society. And then secondly, of course...
Yes. I think the government understands that. Yes, and that's why they created this Kanko-cho, this tourism department.
Right.
And they're working very hard.
And they give you access?
Yes.
So you find that they're willing to listen to you?
Yes, and I have an opportunity to tell them how I think, and it's a government strategy and government policies is very difficult to change, and they need time to. But they understand the importance of that, and also local governments understand the importance of the tourism for them. The having a manufacturing factories in their locations were only kind of have been only policy for them, but now they're trying to promote the tourism,
right,
so that the tourism can also contribute to their economy and sustaining their populations.
Yeah, people forget it's an export.
Right.
Yeah. I think we're going to move to Q&A. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
So what we'll do is we'll take 2 questions at a time.
Sure.
So this gentleman and this lady.
My name is Atsushi Nishiguchi, management consultant and teaching here GLOBIS University. In terms of yield management, the pricing is a key, and I think you, Hoshino-san, is very good at it. Actually, sometimes I feel a little bit expensive, but still. And currently, the Japanese hotel price is getting higher and higher. And I'm curious how you observe this current situation.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, my name is Makiko Shinoda. I provide organization development services to large Japanese companies. My question is around talent development. For Japan to realize its full potential in the tourism industry, I think Hoshino-san hinted there's talent shortage in various places. Where are the key talent shortages? And do you have any, if you have any idea how to train people towards this, please elaborate.
Thank you very much. And when I take 2 questions at the same time, I don't usually remember the first one. But pricing, yes. No. The dynamic pricing. From the business wise, if demand is high, the price goes up. This is dynamic pricing is good for us and good for the productivity and good for the investors. Yes. But Hoshino Resort has a very unique system to monitor our customer satisfaction on a daily basis. We have a 20% reply rate and very reliable data every day coming back, and all the employees can have access to that data. And that is helping them to make daily decisions, what they do or what they can change and so on. And what I found over time is if you keep going up the price, and if you reach a certain point and goes beyond that price, then customer satisfaction starts going down. Very strong correlations between pricing and customer satisfaction. To the certain point, it's okay. Once you goes beyond that price line, the people start feeling that it's not value for the money. So we identify that line for each property, and we are making sure that even though the demand is too high, we do have a cap of the pricing at the top, so that we can maintain the customer satisfaction in a certain level. And that's important, very important point. And talent development. The training is very difficult, and training costs a lot. Before we start thinking about training, we need to start thinking about how we can utilize the current capacity or capabilities of human resource in a tourism business. Because of our old style organizations and this business method and customs, we are very limiting their activities. We still don't give them a total freedom of doing what they want to do. So in Hoshino Resorts, we have a flat organizations and trying to motivate people and do whatever they want to do and see if it is successful or not by looking at the customer satisfactions or and so on. So that's one thing to really, instead of trying to increase their talent, but utilizing the current they currently have. That's one point. Another is so if you can think about that, it's very important for us to hire good people, hire people who are who can do a lot for us. But the salary level is important. If you are giving them a lower salary than other industries, they don't come to tourism industries. So if tourism industry in Japan wants to become the good leading industry in Japan to help the Japanese economy, we have to give our people the good salary. So in order for us to give them a good salary, we have to have a higher productivity, at least same level of productivity as the manufacturing industry in Japan. The manufacturing industry is the strongest big industry in Japan, and we have to have the same equal productivity at least. And that is my thought about this talent development.
Thank you. Yes. 1, 2.
Hi, I'm Brent Posine. I'm a founder of a fintech company here in Tokyo, Fukuoka. This actually is just a personal interest of mine, but I like to weightlift every day. And so lately I've been choosing resorts and hotels based on their gyms. And I've actually been to Bali last week and Phuket earlier this year. And I chose the hotel based on their gym. And kind of this wellness resort concept is really growing quickly in Southeast Asia, but in Japan, there's very few hotels with a decent gym and weightlifting. So you talked about content. I was just wondering if you ever thought about adding on like a top quality gym to your resorts for guests.
We have been ignoring your segment. It was to us. It's been so limited in Japan. I can see you do the gym, but when you think about the utilization of the space, you can develop in a resort. It's just the usage of the gym is very limited. That's why we cannot really convince our investors to allocate the enough money to create a good gym. So international hotel companies, they do have requirements to have a gym in their hotels. That's why they have it. But every time they open up a new hotels, I visit them and watch their gym space. But usually nobody's doing anything in a gym. So I still am not really convinced that that is an important element for us to.
If I could suggest, because you're in remote areas, why don't you get him to chop the firewood?
That's right. We are doing that in Hoshino Fuji. Hoshino is a glamping concept, and some guests are doing the chops, the woods and trees, and
You might get a
and
small
skiing.
discount.
Skiing is also very good exercise. Yes, exercise. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I've been to Tomamu summer and winter both, and it was very memorable trip.
Thank you.
And I do skiing as well. And I'd like to ask you about the sustainability plan if you have, because I sense snow is getting less due to the global warming. So if you have any sustainability plan.
Thank you. We are doing some things about this SDGs and elements, but we are limiting to those who are we like. Yes, and because in my mind, no one company can do much about this global warming impact. So if it is appropriate, like in Karizawa, we are using thermal energy to heat up. But it's feasible. It's feasible, and it is helping the profitability of the company. And that's why we are doing. We are limiting. We eliminated all these pet bottles from the Iriomote Island in Okinawa. It's a remote island of Okinawa. It's very costly to get rid of this, and that's the only case we are doing this. In terms of the ski experience, we have to have higher altitude areas. If you go higher, there's still plenty of snow. So in Japanese regulations, again, we definitely need to open up the high mountain areas. All these are national parks and controlled by the government, and it's very difficult to develop in the future. But my feeling is Japanese ski resorts are developed in between the altitude of 500 meters to 1,500 meters and so on. But we have mountains of 2,500 meters and 3,000 meters, and if we can open up these mountains, I think we will probably maintain the demand for the ski resorts. Since I'm skiing a lot, I'm feeling that we are losing snow globally. Yes. It's very sad.
Okay. 1, 2. Sorry.
Thank you. Hi, Hoshino-san. I'm Paul Dupuis, originally from Canada, so please go to Whistler.
Yes, I visited Whistler and Chatter Creek and Levelstoke, and I visited Nelson.
Oh, Nelson. Okay, up and coming. Good. Although I'm an ice hockey player, not a skier, so if you can figure out ice hockey, that would be great. I'm a former CEO of Randstad, the world's largest staffing firm. We talk about people. That is clearly an issue, and I appreciate your comments about bringing in more diverse talent into Japan. I think it's absolutely necessary moving forward. But my question is actually different. It's about you as a leader. Along with Trond behind me, we teach the OBH course here at GLOBIS.
Oh.
And your case study, the Hoshino Resort case study, is a featured case study. It was the most popular case study in the course that we just finished. And the question we get from the students is, how was Hoshino-san feeling when he decided to stop the wedding business in Karuizawa and go on a completely new direction? So I guess the question is, what were you thinking? And, maybe the bigger question is, what does it mean to be a leader to you in your mind, a game-changing leader?
Yeah, I need 1 more hour to talk about. We still maintain the wedding business in Karuizawa, and the first 10 years of my time in Karuizawa, like 1991 to 2001, I spent 50% of my time in wedding business. Yes, so I know the wedding business very well. It's very difficult to maintain and hard. That's why I don't like to continue wedding business in other locations. So I stopped wedding business in Asahikawa Hotel turnaround case, and I usually against the creating a new wedding business in different locations and so on. Trying to maintain only Karuizawa is enough for me. Yes, it's very difficult business. As a leader, I think I try to follow the business theories created by these famous professors like Michael Porter and Ken Blanchard, and I like their simple mind and simple framework, and we try to follow that. And our team now is pretty strong, following the theories and understanding branding and so on. So when I'm listening to them, I think my team is now ready to control our strategy and leading this whole organization to the next generations. But recently, what I'm feeling is that my leadership is necessary when I need to stop doing something in the companies. Yeah, we are doing so many things in our organizations, and they keep adding to the very new ideas or new promotional ideas, new productivity increase ideas, and so on. But we need to stop doing the things we have been doing in the past. That's very difficult decisions, because all these things are usually having some effects, some good effects in organization, like making some profits, not big but small profits, or and if we stop them, there will be some side effects, negative. But I think for organizations, I need to find a way so that our team can make a decision of stop doing the things we have been doing. And that's the areas I'm still leading by myself. I keep attending those meetings and trying to convince them to stop doing this. And I take a responsibility of any negative effects coming from stopping that. Yes.
the buck stops with you, right?
Yes. So I try to stop working and skiing more.
Okay, I'm afraid we're out of time.
Yes.
But I'm sure that you can exchange cards and that sort of thing immediately after the session. So Hoshino-san, thank you very much for your
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please visit us.